Hello, YouTube family. Welcome back to Freeze Fragrance Finds. I am the lady of the house, Lady Free, your gourmand guru. And on this channel, baby, we love and discuss all things fragrances. Well, I love gourmands, yes I do, but that doesn't mean that you have to. Stick around, I promise you'll find something you like. Guys, but before we get into today's video, I would love for you to take a moment to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on those post notifications so you won't miss any of my uploads. Don't you dare miss out. Let's hop into today's video.
You make me feel so good, yeah. Oh, yeah. You make me feel so good, yeah.
Video. Hey girl, hey boy, hey y'all, hey, what is up? It is your girl Lady for your gourmand guru in the house. In today's video, we have perfect vanilla scents for the springtime. Let's jump into our first fragrance. This is Vanilla Vice. Go ahead and roll the product shot. This is the newest addition to my fragrance collection. This is not your quintessential vanilla. This is not your ice cream vanilla, if that's what you're thinking. This is your woody type of vanilla. So Vanilla Vice features notes of amberwood, Madagascar vanilla, orchidnuts, musk, sugar, ice cream, and jasmine sandbag. It is something tart and tangy, maybe a little bit apple juice smelling about this fragrance, but it is not your ice cream smelling vanilla. So if that's what you're looking for, this is not it. This is a woodier type of vanilla that is perfect for this type of year because it's not so dense, it's not so thick, it's not so heavy. This is not your gourmand type of vanilla, but you definitely get that amber wood from this scent, and a little bit tanginess. I'm not sure where that tanginess comes from, but a little bit of tanginess from this fragrance as well. I can't put my nose on exactly what this smells like. I would say if you mix Johnny from Soradora with milk from Commodity along with the Wolf of Waffle Cone, you'll have this. You'll have your Vanilla Vice. But by itself, it smells like one fragrance in my collection that I just can't put my nose on. It's not on Fragrantica. No one has said what it smells like on Fragrantica. The fragrance, like, it reminds me the most of just by itself. Y'all drop down in the comment section what y'all think this fragrance smells like, because it's definitely something in it. Bothers me that I can't think of what it is. But anyway, now, of course, all of these fragrances are perfect for springtime. Vanilla fragrances that are perfect for springtime. I feel like this fragrance is perfect for springtime because it's not, while it does have some depth, especially with that amberwood, it's not the heaviest, most dense fragrance, and it'll still be appropriate for springtime. This one might be a little bit more of your cozier type of springtime weather, maybe when it's raining outside, but even when it's sunny outside, and the flowers are freshly blooming and the pollen is out, I feel like this will still be appropriate for springtime. Yeah, during the day, or during the evening time during springtime, whenever during springtime, this is just a really good springtime vanilla that does have a little bit of depth to it, but still light enough to be enjoyable during that type of weather. Now, the first 3 hours, this fragrance was very present. I wouldn't say it's a sillage beast or it's a projection beast, but it was very present for the first 3 hours. I went to my sister's house wearing this fragrance, and she definitely smelled me when I walked in. She was sitting on the couch like across the room, and she smelled me when I walked in. So it does have a decent projection and a decent sillage to it. Just after that 3 hour mark, it does start to lose a little bit of its potency, and then at that 4 hour mark, it dies all the way down. And by hour 5, it's pretty much a skin scent, not even a scent bubble. By hour 5, it's pretty much almost non-existent at hour 5. So I would kind of keep that in mind. But again, the projection is moderate, and it will leave a moderately lasting sillage. So say if you enter a room and then leave a room, and someone enters it right behind you, enters it immediately after you've left the room, I feel like they will still smell your perfume. Your presence still will be smelt. value. This is a 30 ml 1 ounce bottle. Yeah, I don't know if SNIF's fragrances are Eau de Parfum or what, but this is a 1 ounce bottle. I do wish they made larger sizes in their bottles. This is a 1 ounce bottle for $65, and what I can say is this juice goes fast. Like, I've had it not that long, probably about a few weeks. I will say that this is one that you probably will have to overspray to get that presence that I was speaking of earlier, but we're talking about value. Do I think it's worth a $65 price point for a 1 ounce? May not be the best value, but I do enjoy the scent, and we're going to leave it at that. To blind buy or not to blind buy, I would say this is not a safe blind buy, just because if you're expecting vanilla ice cream, you're really not going to get that. You're going to get a ambery, woody vanilla fragrance. Yeah, so I wouldn't say that this is a safe blind buy. Rating, I want to give this one, I want to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm just going to take away those 2 points. One, because it doesn't smell like ice cream as anticipated. And the other point for it not being the best performing fragrance, although I didn't expect it to be. So that is Vanilla Vice by SNIF. This next fragrance is Poets of Berlin by VILHELM Parfumerie. Go ahead and roll the product shot. Now this is your woody, earthy, sweet, aromatic, citrusy, but still gourmand-esque type of vanilla. The notes in Poets of Berlin are blueberry, lemon, bamboo, orris, vanilla, sandalwood, and vetiver. Now you get the blueberry. It's not like a sweet blueberry. It's not like a blueberry jam. It's just like an actual blueberry, a fresh blueberry, along with that lemon. It's that lemon and that blueberry together. It just adds a burst of freshness, and then you get that woodiness and that greenness from that bamboo, and then you also get a little bit of earthiness from the orris root and that vanilla, and then again a woodiness and a little bit of dryness, dry hay-like quality from that vetiver in the base. It doesn't sound too appealing when I describe it in that manner, but if you can just think of maybe a blueberry lemon cookie with a sprinkle of maybe earthiness to it, then you have this fragrance. It isn't a gourmand fragrance, but it has gourmand touches to it. Wearability, again, this is a perfect springtime fragrance. It's fresh, it's fruity, it's light. Again, this one also has some depth to it with the woodiness, the earthiness, with a little bit of aromatic quality that you do get from that bamboo. This fragrance is really hard to describe. This is one that you actually just maybe have to get your nose on to see. But yes, I feel like this is perfect for springtime because it's light. It's not too heavy. It's not too much to think about. It's still sweet and gourmand leaning, has gourmand, not even gourmand leaning, has gourmand touches to it with that vanilla in it. And the vanilla, again, isn't a necessarily gourmand vanilla, but it gives it a gourmand vibe to it. It smells like a tart lemon blueberry cookie, again, with maybe a earthy or woody or aromatic vibe quality about it. I know you don't want to eat an earthy aromatic cookie, but that's the best way I can describe it. Perfect for the day, perfect for the evening time. Performance. Interestingly enough, with this fragrance having lemon at the lemon as a top note, this fragrance still performs very well. Normally, lemon fragrances or citrusy fragrances fade quickly. They don't last long. They're not substantial wearing. Surprisingly enough, this fragrance, pretty much almost the entire time I smelled it very presently, and the sillage is pretty decent in my opinion. A moderate sillage, a moderate projection, moderate sillage, and a moderate projecting type of scent. So at that 3, when you spray it, till that 3-hour mark. At that 3-hour mark, you're still smelling it. At the 4-hour mark, you're still smelling it the same way. At that 5-hour, I did clock this fragrance. I actually clocked all of these fragrances before I got on camera and spoke about them. At that 5-hour mark, you're still smelling it the exact same way as when you initially sprayed it. So probably after that 5-hour mark or that 6-hour mark, it may start to die down a little bit. But all in all, I got pretty good, decent performance out of this fragrance. Now, this is the 1.7 fluid ounce bottle, and it is a little bit pricey. It's $175 for a 1.7 fluid ounce. However, when compared to designer fragrances, you're going to pay $175 for a 50 ml bottle, for 1.7 ounce 50 ml bottle. You're going to pay that price. So is it a decent value? Yes, especially with it being a what I would call a freshie. This is the closest I'm gonna get to a freshie, okay? With it being a freshie, with the performance being what it is for it being a freshie, I would say it is a good value. So that is your value. So to blind buy or not to blind buy, this is not a safe blind buy because it is just so, in my opinion, hard to describe this fragrance. You really have to get your nose on it to determine that for yourself. And because it does have some unique notes in it, it is a uniquely composed fragrance. The makeup of it is very unique. I would say that it's not a safe blind buy. Rating, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I actually do enjoy this fragrance. It's very unique. It's very enjoyable when I wear it. So 9 out of 10 for Poets of Berlin by VILHELM Parfumerie. This next fragrance is Metallique by Tom Ford. Go ahead and roll the product shot. Now, this is your cold smelling vanilla, fresh type of vanilla scent, aldehydic type of vanilla scent. This is another one that's quite difficult to describe. Metallique has top notes of aldehydes, pink pepper, bergamot, middle notes of heliotrope, hawthorn, lily of the valley, base notes of vanilla, ambrette, Peru balsam, and sandalwood. You do get some spiciness from this fragrance. However, you still get a lot of freshness as well from this fragrance with that bergamot, as well as the aldehydes. The aldehydes kind of gives it a soapy smell a little bit, in my opinion, along with that lily of the valley. So I'm thinking that lily of the valley and those aldehydes are playing very well together to give it that fresh, soapy quality or smell to it. I do get the heliotrope as well. You have to know how heliotrope smells, and heliotrope is a purple floral. It kind of smells violety, like a candied violet, a little bit, in my opinion. So you do get some sweetness from that. So initially when I spray it on my skin, I get like a cold smelling, metal smelling vanilla ice cream. Someone described it as vanilla ice cream melting on a spoon. You do get that initially, but as it starts to dry down, you just smell like you stepped out of the shower and put some vanilla lotion on or spray some vanilla perfume on, or just put vanilla perfume on your body. So you still get that soapiness from the shower that you just took, along with some fresh vanilla that you either sprayed or put on your body. It smells just like a good smelling, fresh, soapy person, if that is the best way I can describe it, as it starts to dry down. So wearability, this is perfect for this springtime season, even going into the summertime, because I feel like this fragrance is very refreshing. It's still sweet. It still gives you those springtime florals with that heliotrope, that hawthorn, and that lily of the valley, but then you also get some brightness and some freshness from that bergamot, and then just some sweetness from that vanilla, and it just smells like a good smelling person. So this is perfect. It's light wearing, it's not heavy for your spring and even going into your summertime. Performance, this isn't a beast mode fragrance. This is not a loud projector. I would say it has moderate projection, moderate sillage. It's one that they're going to have to come into, not really up on you, not intimate, but in close quarters for you to be able to smell it. And if you're in a small room, or if someone walks past you, they will smell you. They will catch a whiff or waft of your perfumed air. So it does have moderate performance as far as the, it does have moderate projection and moderate sillage. Now, as far as longevity, so for the first 4 hours of wear, this fragrance smelled the same. It didn't lose any potency. It smelled the same from when I first sprayed it until that 5 hour mark as far as the potency is concerned. Now, after that 5 hour mark, it does start to lose a little bit of potency, then eventually just continues to dry down after that 5 hour mark. So that is your performance. This is on the lower end of Tom Ford's price range, thankfully. This is also a 1.7 or 50 ml bottle, and you can find it at discounter sites like Joma Shop for about $110. So that is an excellent value for Tom Ford, and that is an excellent value for today's price point. It is a designer scent, but to me, Tom Ford has niche quality smells or niche quality fragrances. So this is, for today's time period, for today's price points, for how pricey things are today, especially fragrances, this is a great value if you can find it at the discounter sites like Joma Shop and on the gray market and things like that. Definitely go ahead and do that. It's not a safe blind buy. This is another one that is hard to describe. Even when smelling it out of the bottle, it's just hard to describe. It's hard to translate to others what you are smelling. So for that reason, I would say it's not a safe blind buy. Rating, I will give this one a 8 out of 10. I do really enjoy it. I'm not sure why I'm taking off the points for it. I would say I'm taking off the points for it because it's just not my typical scent profile. While I do really like it, almost love it, and actually really enjoy wearing it, it's just not my typical scent profile. So that's probably why I'm giving it an 8. So Tom Ford Metallique by Tom Ford. This next one is Gentle Fluidity Gold by Maison Francis Kirk John. Go ahead and roll the product shot. I feel like all the fragrances I chose for today's video are hard to describe. This is another one that the notes that I see on paper don't translate to what I smell. But this is your one of my favorite fragrances in my entire collection. Probably my top 5. And that's saying a lot. I tend not to rank my fragrances like that, just because my tastes change a lot, and I'm, not constantly adding fragrances to my collection because I'm on a bit of a no-buy. But this one has consistently been one of my favorite fragrances. This is actually my second bottle. I'll show y'all one second. This is my second bottle. This is one of the only fragrances in my collection that I have actually repurchased, because as a pet peeve of mine, having to repurchase fragrances that I've already have, it's just not exciting anymore. I know how it smells. Like, I feel like getting fragrances is just a quick one-off. Okay, I feel like getting fragrance and purchasing fragrance for me is a thrill because I don't know how they smell. So it's the thrill of the blind buy for me, the thrill of acquiring a new scent that, do I like it? Do I don't like it? Is it going to be a like? Is it going to be a love? How is it going to perform? It's the thrill of the journey for me. Also the thrill of the blind buy. So when acquiring new fragrances, that's the thrill for me. So to actually have to go and purchase another fragrance that I already have in my collection is a bit annoying, because I already know how it smells. It's a bit boring. I already know how it smells. I already have it. I've already used it. I've used a whole bottle of it. So to have to repurchase another fragrance, I had to love this fragrance. And this bottle was sentimental to me because this is when I graduated college. I graduated actually with my master's in healthcare management. And this is when I was looking for a job and I was manifesting my dream job. This was 4 years ago, and it says congrats on 75K. I was just looking to make 75K on my job, and well, that's too much information. I didn't make 75K. The Lord blessed me overly and above what I even anticipated and what I even asked for with the job that I no longer work because we all know that I had to leave that job to take care of my grandmother. Anyway, I'm going way off on a tangent, but this bottle is sentimental to me because of the engraving that I had put on it. Congrats to 75K when I graduated with my master's, looking for a new job. So if you can see that, I hope you can. You may or may not be able to see that. Anyway, So, and that's why this fragrance is also sentimental to me. And I actually absolutely love it. Second bottle, okay? So y'all see, I'm not lying. This is completely empty. This fragrance smells like it looks to me. It smells like grape Kool-Aid. I know that's childish. I know it. Like, it smells like a floral vanilla grape Kool-Aid. Let me go ahead and get you the notes of Gentle Fluidity Gold by Maison Francis Kirk Jean. Vanilla, amber, musk, woodsy notes, juniper berries, nutmeg, and coriander. Now, what I'm thinking I'm getting, you definitely get the vanilla. You definitely get the vanilla along with those juniper berries and a little bit of... What I mainly get is that juniper berries and that vanilla, and how that translates to me, to my nose, is a vanilla grape Kool-Aid. Did I say florally? I don't even think this has any florals in it. So X on the florals, but a vanilla grape Kool-Aid. Berry Kool-Aid, I guess. I don't know, y'all. Again, this one is hard to describe because what I'm seeing is not what I'm getting. Wearability, this one is perfect for the springtime. A perfect vanilla for the springtime because I don't know why I get floral vibes from this fragrance, although it doesn't say florals. Again, what I see on paper, what I see written is not what translates to my nose. I get a floral vibe, just a sweet floral grape vibe from this fragrance. But that's why, to me, why it's just perfect for this time of year, because of the floral vibe that I get. And honestly, this is perfect for any time of year. This is just a easy reach fragrance. So especially for the springtime, because it has a lot of depth to it. But it's not the heaviest type of scent, but it also ain't light either. Okay, it's it's not light by any stretch of the imagination, but this is a perfect vanilla for springtime because it's not too sweet, it's not too heavy, it still has that floral vibe, it still has that berry vibe to it along with that vanilla. So it's a vanilla that's not too sweet, not too heavy, not too thick or dense or cloying for your springtime weather. But this is a easy reach fragrance for any time of the year, especially any time during the springtime, day or night, date night, however you want to wear, however you want to put this thing on. I think this will actually be perfect for a date night during the springtime. So I'm getting about a at least a 8-hour wear. I'm getting about at least a 8-hour wear out of this fragrance. At least, depending on how you spray and depending on what you're doing during your day, I get at least an 8-hour wear out of this fragrance. With the first 5 hours, it's smelling the same, with not losing its potency. Probably until after hour 5 or after 6. After hour 5 or after hour 6, then it'll probably dry down into a scent bubble. It's never going to be a skin scent. I have an item of clothing over there that I wore about 3 or 4 days ago, and I still smell it on there. So I don't think it'll ever just on your clothes completely just fade away. Maybe on your skin after the 8-hour mark, it probably will become a skin scent. But this is a good performing scent, really good performing fragrance. So
guys, I apologize. I totally had so many distractions during this video, and I was so annoyed that I forgot to tell you guys about the value, Blonde Buy, as well as the rating of Gentle Fluidity Gold. This fragrance is terribly expensive. It can be very expensive, and I don't think it's found much on the gray market. So for you guys, it may not be the best value, but for me, it's a great value. I will always have this fragrance in my collection. This is a safe blind buy if you like a vanilla type of fragrance. And I would give this fragrance, of course, a 10 out of 10. It is a love, love, love for me.
The performance I'm getting out of Metallique, if I didn't say it earlier, is a good 8 hours, moderate wearing. Okay, it's not a beast mode, or anything like that, but it does last on me, on my skin, and definitely on my clothes, a good 8 hours, depending on how you spray it and depending on what you're doing. Okay, what you are doing. For Poets of Berlin, I will give it a good 8 hours, solid 8-hour wear. Again, depending on how you're spraying it and where you're going, what you're doing when you're spraying it. And I think we talked about totality of Vanilla Vice. I'm getting about 4 to 5 hours in totality after that, completely a skin scent. Okay, I just wanted to review that if I omitted that information. Next we have Spirituesed, or yeah, I be pronouncing stuff so wrong a lot of the time, so bear with me on the pronunciation of things. I think it's Spirituesed. I've been saying Spirituesed, either Spirituesed or Spirituesed Double A Vanille by Guerlain. Go ahead and roll the product shot. And as you can see, baby, this one has got a little dent in it. Hey, we're denting. Anyway, this is your warm, spicy, ambery type of vanilla. You have incense, pink pepper, bergamot, cedar, ylang ylang, Bulgarian rose, jasmine, vanilla, and benzoin. You do get on the opening, you definitely get that bergamot. So you do get a citrus, a little bit of citrus from that bergamot in the opening, but it's very spicy in the opening. Not like a Thanksgiving spice, not those kind of spices, but a kind of Middle Eastern vibe spice with that incense and that pink pepper. So a little bit of a smidge of smokiness, not an overwhelming smoke smell from that incense, but I feel like it's the smell of the incense, not the smoke of the incense, right? So it's maybe a little bit of smokiness, but but mainly it's the smell from the incense. You know how incense, if you take the incense and you just smell it, that kind of smell from the incense, along with a little bit of smokiness, a touch of smokiness. It doesn't say it on the Fragrantica website, but on the Guerlain website, it does mention that it has rum in it, and you do get that rum. It is a little boozy, and you know, rum is a sweeter liquor, a sweeter type of alcohol, and I feel like the rum adds a little bit of sweetness, like maybe in like a rum cake with that vanilla and that rum. But you know how rum cake is also spicy, in my opinion, or smells spicy, in my opinion. This really is what you're getting from this fragrance. Wearability, I feel like I put this one on the list because this is your cozier vanilla. You know how I wanted to give you options. So you know how you have those days during the springtime when it may be a little bit rainy outside, when it may be a little bit colder outside. This will be the perfect fragrance for those types of days during your spring time season, when it's colder, when it may be a little bit rainy, or when you maybe just be feeling down. This will give you, it's warm and it's cozy. This will give you a little bit of the feels. You understand what I'm saying? A little bit of those vibes where it kind of just embraces you a little bit and wraps you and gives you a little bit warm of a hug. It just kind of reminds you of fall in that way, but still light enough and non-cloying and not sweet, you know, not so cloyingly sweet to where you still can wear it during the springtime. That's why I put this one on the list, and that's why I feel like it'll be perfect. I would say right at moderate, maybe a little bit moderate to high performing scent as far as the sillage and as far as the projection. If someone is in close quarters with you, they will smell you. If you walking down the hall and you guys are kind of walking towards each other, they'll smell you before they see you. I mean, they'll smell you before you get closer to them. So you will have a presence about yourself with this scent. It isn't the strongest sillage or the most lasting sillage or the most strongest projecting type of scent, but it is projecting enough to where you will be smelled. You definitely will be smelled, okay? In totality, I'm getting about a 6 to 8 hour wear out of this fragrance, with the first 3 hours it being very present. Like the potency is still the same from the same hours 1 through 3. At that 3 hour mark, maybe that 4 hour mark, it does seem to die down a little bit. And then definitely at that about 5 hour mark to that 6 hour mark, you're going to live in your scent bubble. It's not going to be necessarily become a skin scent, but after about that 5 hour mark, someone's going to have to come into you and be right literally in very, very close quarters, very intimate with you to be able to smell this on you, and for you even to be able to smell it on yourself. I will say that Guerlain does have a signature vanilla that they a signature vanilla in all of their fragrances, and this one is no different. This one is like a double dose of that signature Madagascar or Madagascan vanilla. I will say that it does require 18 months to prepare this type of vanilla, the signature Madagascan vanilla that they use in their scents. It's hand cut and then cold soak in order to prepare its fragrance. So I can see why this 100 ml or 3.38 fluid ounce bottle is $395. I can see why it is that price. However, so many other fragrances that have a similar profile without paying that $395 price point, especially because it doesn't have, it's not beast mode. I wouldn't say the performance lags, but it does a little bit. To get 6 to 8 hour wear out of this, I would like it to be a little bit more better, a little bit better performing for $395. However, I still love it. It's worth it to me, but that's me just wanting what I want. That's me just being a spoiled brat. Is it really worth it? $395? Absolutely not. It's not a good value, y'all. Definitely try to find it on a discount. Okay, so that's the value. To blind buy or not to blind buy, this is not a safe blind buy. It smells wonderful, but it is boozy. It is incensey. A lot of people are off put by the incense note in here, so I would just say it's not a safe blind buy. Rating 9 out of 10. I absolutely love the fragrance. I adore it, actually. The only reason I'm taking off that point that I'm taking off is because of the performance, but it's not terrible performance. It's moderate performance all the way around. Projection, sillage, longevity, all of that is moderate. So but I feel like I'm a smidge disappointed just because of the price point. I would like it to maybe never, for $395. I don't want to ever not to be able to smell it on me. $395. I need it to last 10 years on my body for that price, but that's a bit exorbitant, right? That's big. This next one is Eau de Well by Diptyque. Go ahead and run the product shot. Now this is your aromatic, fresh vanilla, light wearing vanilla type of scent. The notes in Diptyque are bourbon vanilla, elemi resin, cardamom, juniper, pink pepper, olibanum, black tea, bergamot, ambergris, musk, and saffron. Now, what I'm just getting mainly from this is just a lighter, fresher, spicier vanilla. Honestly, this puts me in the mind a little bit of Spiritueuse Double Vanille, but lighter, much lighter wearing, and not as boozy, but it still has that spicy quality that Spiritueuse Double Vanille has, along with that really vanilla, sweet vanilla, not gourmand vanilla, but just sweet vanilla type of quality. And then you get a little bit of herbally aromatic essence from that black tea, which I definitely get in this fragrance. But yeah, I get a fresh, spicy, aromatic, herbally type of vanilla. Although it is a little bit spicy, it's still a little bit fresh, probably from those juniper berries, as well as that, I think it's bergamot. Yeah, it's still a little bit fresh, probably from those juniper berries, as along with that bergamot. And it's also lighter wearing, so it isn't cloying, it isn't too sweet, it isn't gonna choke you out, it isn't thick, it isn't dense. Perfect for this time of year. The performance, and that's where the caveat is for this fragrance. This is not, this is the Eau de Toilette, so let's go ahead and put that out there. Do keep in mind that the actual Eau de Parfum smells totally different from this fragrance. Okay, I do not have the Eau de Parfum in my collection because I didn't like it. It doesn't smell anything like this, but I have smelled it, and I will tell you that it does smell way different. I would say in totality, I'm getting about 4, maybe 5 hour wear if I overspray. With the first 3 hours it being present, after that 3 hour mark, it completely starts to die down. And at that 4 hour mark, it's definitely a skin scent, okay? It's never a strong projection. This is more of a low projection. I wouldn't necessarily say an intimate scent, where they have to be right up on you, right on your neck to smell you, but they're going to have to be in very close quarters to smell you, or walking past you very closely to be able to smell this scent emanating off of your body and your clothes. So again, about 4 to 5 hours max, and 5 hours is pushing it, in my opinion. But you can make that 5 hour mark if you overspray. But after that 3 hour mark, it almost completely dies down. My experience, right? I have clocked all of these fragrances. Trust me, I have worn them enough and clocked them to see what their performance was, and this was my performance, and this was my experience with these fragrances. Okay, this is the 3.4 fluid ounce. This is the bigger bottle, and it's $180. It isn't the greatest value just because the performance is lacking, but it is an eau de toilette, so you do have to keep that in mind. So you have to weigh those two criteria against each other. Keep in mind that it's an eau de toilette, but keep in mind it is also $180 for eau de toilette. But keep in mind it is also a quality scent. It's always going to be subjective, because that's just a type of thing that is subjective to the person, right? That and relative to the person who is speaking about it, and who, you know, relative subjective to their feelings and how they feel about it, and relative to them, their personal experience. But I can say a general consensus would be that this is not the greatest value, but it is one that's good to have. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. Is it a safe blind buy? No. If you think you're going to get a sweet vanilla, this ain't that. This is a spicy, fresh, perfect for springtime, aromatic, herbally type of vanilla, with that, especially with that black tea that is very present to my nose. So if you're thinking that you're going to buy this and you're going to get your classic gourmand type of vanilla, this ain't that. So no, it's not a safe blind buy. Rating, I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. I do like it and I do wear it. So that is Eau de Toilette by Diptyque. This next cult classic, cult favorite, very popular, very viral scent is Escapade Gourmand by MAISON MATAHA. Am I saying that right? I never pronounce stuff right. Yeah, Escapade Gourmand by MAISON MATAHA. Go ahead and roll the product shot. Now this is your gourmand vanilla. That is perfect for springtime. This is your sweet creme brulee, still light and airy type of gourmand. Sugarcane, vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, and musk. You just get vanilla and you get sugar. I feel like that tonka bean plays well with that sugarcane and with that vanilla. Now this one, again, isn't terribly unique. It does put you in the mind of fragrances like your Fire at Will by Javoy. It does put you in mind a little bit in the mind of your Caramello Vanilla by New Notes, minus the caramel, but a little bit with the caramel, because that burnt sugar quality. Caramel is cooked sugar, right? So you do get that same quality from, as you do with the Caramello Vanilla by New Notes, but you do get an almondy essence from that tonka bean. And the tonka bean kind of gives you that, you know, it does get, but it also plays very well with that vanilla. And you do get a vanilla almondy essence from that tonka bean. And maybe it lends to the creme brulee topping, the kind of burnt, it doesn't smell burnt at all. But you know how the creme brulee is it does lend to that creme brulee topping type of smell, in my opinion. So wearability, I feel like this one would be perfect for springtime, because it's a perfect springtime gourmand. Like, it's not too heavy, it's not too dense, it's actually a little linear, actually. Doesn't have much depth, so it's just a no-brainer, actually. Like, and this is one that layers well with everything. So this is an easy reach fragrance any time of the day that you want to wear it. I wouldn't wear it by itself necessarily on a date night alone, just because I don't think it has enough presence to be able to do that, in my opinion. But if you do want to layer this with other fragrances in your collection on a date night, this will be perfect. This will be perfect to do that with. Jumping right into performance. Now, I will say the reason why the dent looks like this, and it looks like more than it actually is. This is how much I have left. I went anosmic to this fragrance when I first purchased it. I would literally drown myself in it, and 20 minutes later I wouldn't smell it. Like, nothing. I would not smell it after 20 minutes, after completely drowning myself 20-30 sprays. Okay, and this one is expensive. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? I really like the smell, but I can't. I'm wearing this fragrance because I want to smell myself. I don't really care about people giving me compliments. I wear it because I want to smell it, okay? I like to smell good. Why don't I smell this on me? Why don't I smell this on me? And it was so disturbing that I sprayed so much of this fragrance and still didn't smell it on me. However, you have to let this one sit. This is one that you must let sit to be able to smell it better on you. I don't feel like others smell me either, so I don't think it was just me going to Knoxmic or nose blind. I think it just needed time to sit, okay? But now I will say that the performance is 10 times better. Now, it's still not a beast mode scent. It's still not a loud projecting scent, but it is a lot better. So I would say I'm getting about a 6-hour wear totality out of this fragrance, a 6-hour wear, with those first 4 hours it being the same. So after the first maybe 3 to 4 hours, it will start to lose potency and end up kind of drying down into a tight scent bubble, tight scent bubble, because this is not a beast mode of a projector. This is a low to moderate projecting scent. Someone's going to have to be not necessarily intimate with you to smell this scent, but really close to you to be able to smell you and be able to be close to you, walking past you to be able to smell you. It's not going to leave a lasting trail. It's not going to leave a lasting sillage. It's not going to do any of that. But that's much better than what I got when I initially purchased it, which was 20 minutes. Okay, so again, in totality, I'm getting about a 6-hour wear, with those first 3 to 4 hours it being the same potency and losing potency after that 3 to 4 hour mark. Value, this is very terribly expensive, especially for what you are getting. Not a good value. It's a blind buy worthy. This is a safe blind buy. If you know you like vanillas, if you know you like it sweet, if you know you like it gourmand, this is a safe blind buy. Rating, just for the scent itself, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10, y'all. I actually really love the scent. Like, I'm a vanilla girl, but realistically, for the performance, I'm gonna have to take away 2 points. For the smell, 10 out of 10, but for the performance, 8 out of 10. So in totality, 8.5 out of 10. That is your Escapade Gourmand by MAISON MATAHA. We have, last but not least, you have Goddess by Burberry. Go ahead and roll the product shot. Now, this also is your fresher type of vanilla, but this is your fresher floral lavender type of vanilla. So the notes in Burberry Goddess features top notes of vanilla, lavender, cacao, ginger, middle notes of vanilla caviar, and base notes of vanilla absolute. And this does have 3 different types of vanilla. It also has cacao and ginger. And you do get you do get a bite from that ginger, and you do get a bit of freshness. You do get that spa-like quality from that lavender, but it doesn't break the fragrance at all for me, because what I mainly get is an overdose of vanilla, a little bit spicy with a little bit of kick or bite from that ginger. So wearability, I put this one on the list because, again, it's perfect for this time of year, because I feel like it's with that lavender and it's a little bit bright, a little bit spicy. I feel like it's perfect for this time of year. Really easy reach fragrance. It has enough appeal and substance to it and depth to it with that ginger to just not be a just basic vanilla. Also to be able to hold up in those colder times when it may be a little bit colder during the springtime. So this is a perfect springtime scent. So performance, this one has a moderate to high sillage actually. If you overspray, you definitely can get a high sillage. Like, someone will smell you from one end of the hallway to the other. If you enter a room, it will not necessarily fill up a room, but if you enter a room, people will smell you. They don't have to be in close quarters to you to smell you. It will project loudly enough off of your body. It'll leave enough of a sillage, like if you leave a room, your sillage, your perfume will still be smelled several minutes after you've left that room. I get about, honestly, this is a very good performing scent as far as the longevity as well. I would say 8 to 10 hours, honestly, 8 to 10 hours, with the first half of that it being the same as far as the potency. So probably about after that 5 to 6 hour mark, it will start to die down and lose a little bit of its potency, but you're going to live in a strong scent bubble after that 6 hour mark. So this is actually one of the best performing fragrances on this list. You can find it on Joma Shop for $79.99 for this 1.7 fluid ounce bottle. Great value, great value, especially for the juice and the quality that you're getting with the performance and with the juice in general, with the smell of the fragrance. So very good quality. Is it blind buy safe? You don't have to blind buy it. You can walk into Macy's and smell the scent. So is it blind buy safe? Don't blind buy it. You don't have to. So rating, I'm going to give this just because it's not groundbreaking, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. And yeah, I like it, almost love it. It just isn't groundbreaking to me, and it's Burberry. It just isn't groundbreaking to me. We're going to leave it at that. So I didn't give y'all the feminine or masculine in this video, so we're going to do that really quickly. Feminine. Burberry Goddess, feminine. Escapade Gourmand, feminine. Spiritueuse AA Vanille, unisex. Straight down the line unisex. Maybe leaning a little feminine. Straight down the line unisex. Straight down the line unisex. Unisex leaning a little bit feminine. Straight down the line unisex. Straight down the line unisex. Straight down the line, I would say unisex, maybe leaning a little bit feminine because it's a little bit powdery. I don't know if I mentioned it being powdery earlier. I hope I did. Feminine. So if I had to choose a freeze fragrance find out of this video, it will definitely be Gentle Fluidity Go. So freeze fragrance find of the day goes to Gentle Fluidity Go. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Thank you for making it to the end of this video, baby. It's been a time trying to record this video. We won't go into detail, but just thank you for making it to the end of this video. Whew, I hope this video someone watches it, because Lord, it's been a try trying to make it. Okay, Jesus. But thank you. Check out some of my other videos, y'all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Please don't forget to like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you find any value in the content that I'm creating for you. If you find any value in this channel over here at Freeze Fragrance Finds, and if you find any value in your girl, honey, lady, free, your gourmand girl, well, please consider subscribing to the channel. I would love to have you part of the guru. I would love to have you part of the Guru gang. And until next time, I love each and every one of you. Peace.